What's up, everybody? What's up, Scott? Heather, I see giving me a hard time about my legs. I don't shave my legs. I'm not a big time bro. I guess if you shave your legs, you're not a bro, but I'm a hairy hillbilly country boy. So, what's up, Sean? Mark, I noticed Mark Bacon's in the room. Everybody give Mark a shout out. Mark's making his IFBB Pro bodybuilding debut tomorrow. Get some rest after this, Mark. Proud of you, man, and excited for you. So, what's up, Amanda? That's right, Mark. Go kill that shit. Yeah, he looks nuts, guys. He ate 1,000 carbs yesterday. I can't wait. I can't wait to start posting pictures tomorrow to show everyone just how insane this guy is. He's up 10 pounds from up 10 pounds when he won his pro card in the middle of July. It's crazy. All right, so here's what we're gonna do, guys. Excuse me. Swipe across the bottom of the screen from left to right. Share this with all of your followers and let them in on what we're doing here. This episode, this broadcast is going to be about giving back. And I'm going to explain to everyone what I'm doing and how I'm going to keep doing this. If you noticed, I showed you earlier.
No, the crazy Dudas girls are here. All right. You'll notice I've got some First Form backpacks. Let me see if I can get a better picture here. Some First Form backpacks, some Team Gorman shirts, First Form shirts, drink bottles, and I'm going to throw in two special books that I wrote, signed, with a special message. Sorry, I can't talk today. Special message in there for everyone, and that's going to be tomorrow. So what I'm looking at,
side of the screen, right? That's our people that are in here hustling, giving hearts. Really appreciate that. What that's going to do is elevate these broadcasts that I'm doing. I'm going to do a lot of Q&As. I've done a lot of stuff on supplements and peak week already. And we're not going to stop here. I want to take this broadcast and really get it out, because there's a lot of people that can't afford to work with a coach. There's a lot of people that do work with coaches that still have questions. I mean, a lot of you guys are my clients and you want to pick my brain. This is the best time to do it. I get a lot of messages through Facebook and email, and it's a lot easier for me to answer questions here. And honestly, it's more fun. It's more personable. So that's what I'm looking to do with this. I haven't seen another coach out there do it. There might be one. But right now Periscope's so new, I want to take this and run with it and really help as many people as possible. So tomorrow night, all that stuff that I just showed you, all the
packs, the specialty books, shirts, all of that, tomorrow night I'll be drawing, and I'm going to be looking tonight for whoever's given the hearts tonight and some of the prior broadcasts. You guys tap away, all right? I'm watching. We've got some definite hustlers. I'm going to be giving away this stuff to two special people that are just hustling. So go ahead and tap those hearts.
Order of business tonight. So let me explain to you why I do this kind of stuff and why I'm going to continue to do it. First of all, without the clients and the people that follow what I do, Team Gorman, I wouldn't have any of this stuff. So I'm surrounded by great people, great clients, great friends. And at the end of all of this, when I'm old, it's more about the people that I've met and become friends with and been able to associate with. That's more important than anything. You know, it's more important than making money. It's more important than status. It's more important than any of that shit. You know, it's about who you meet and who you can touch and how they can, you know, touch you as well. I mean, it goes both ways. So that's what I'm looking to do, and that's why periodically I'm going to do this at least once a month, maybe more. I'm going to be hooking people up with all kinds of stuff. So it could be, sorry, I'm outside, I got bugs flying around. It could be First Form supplements. I mean, they take care of me each month. I'm one of their ambassadors, and I always try and give back at least something every month. It might be creatine, it might be a level of Formula One, a tub of Formula One protein. It could be their test booster, the D-aspartic acid-based Conquest. It could be their pre-workout Megawatt. You know, I even thought about, let me show you here.
I even thought about next month hooking someone up with this here. I know you can't see that, but what this is a portable charger called Juno Power. And it'll charge up
with me on the road. It shows wherever I go, conferences, and it really comes in handy. And it's like a $60 item. and that's great. You know, I think that would really help someone out. So maybe I'll do something cool like that. Or maybe I'll do something else, you know, with maybe a package to work with Team Gorman. Whatever it is, I'm big about giving back. So with that being said, tonight, before I announce the winner, what we had was, you know, I just released my book, Metabolic Capacity and Reverse Dieting. And for those that ordered from me, I put 5 $100 bills in as bookmarks. All of those have been received. The pre-sale was over. Those were all mailed out like 2.5, 3 weeks ago. But I wanted to give back to the people that bought from me and bought the book on Amazon. So what I did was we held a contest the last 10 days that if you left a review, I would randomly pick someone and I would give away a $250 shopping spree to the First Form website. And, you know, I randomly picked a person, and we're going to talk about who that is here in just a second. And all the reviews were great. I really appreciate all the kind words. So far, there's 20 reviews up. Every single one is 5 stars. If everyone I've heard from has loved the book. So I really appreciate all the support. The more people we can get that out to, the better. That way they understand their metabolism and they quit dieting the wrong way and coming off diets the wrong way and the whole 9 yards. So that's what this giveaway tonight was about. We're going to announce the winner for $250. So what you can do is you just go online and get a hold of me after this. Once I announce who the winner is, get a hold of me either through Facebook or email me at John, John, at team-gorman.net, or just search Facebook. If you don't have me as a friend on Facebook, I'm John Gorman, or search Team Gorman on Facebook. Message me, let me know, and we'll work out how to spend your $250. But basically, you get to pick out whatever you want. And I'll have it shipped right to your house, and you'll get hooked up. They've got all kinds of cool stuff like this shirt. You can even buy that battery charger I was talking about. You can buy supplements, hats, leggings, if you know, guys or girls. I don't know if they have guys leggings. But there's all kinds of cool stuff. So I want to be able to hook someone up because I believe 110% in First Form. Their movement, the way they affect people's lives and the way they care about their customers, but also the way they just take care of people in general. So a lot of the giving back I'm going to do is going to revolve around them. So before I announce the winner, I want to throw this out to everyone real quick, and then we'll announce the winner. I want to challenge everyone here watching this. All right, I want to challenge you to give back more than you take. All right, and a lot of people don't understand what that means. And it doesn't have to revolve around money. It can revolve around just helping someone. Period. You know, I was sitting there driving tonight and I thought about this broadcast and giving back and how I want to give back to you guys, you know, once or twice a month at least. And I thought about, you know, I drove by Walmart and there's a homeless guy standing out there. And I drive by and I see that all the time. And I don't really believe in giving folks money. I know because my dad was homeless for a while. And I have my reasons not to give money. However, you know, I don't mind going through a drive-through and getting some food and taking it to someone because I don't want someone to be hungry. And, they really appreciate that. But, you know, I was driving and I thought about this and I thought, you know, what can I do to get the point across to you guys, just how impactful giving back can be to you. And so I want to challenge you guys. You know, I decided from now on, I'm going to get my little boys and Leslie, we're going to load up, you know, in our vehicle, and we're going to go through a drive-through, and I'm going to let my youngest, Gavin, pick out 10 things from the dollar menu at Hardee's or wherever. I'm going to tell him, you know, we're going to go feed folks that need some food, that are hungry, and I'm going to explain this to him and Jay. Jay will get it because he's 15. And, you know, we're going to do that at least twice a month, just from now on, just period. And it's going to make them understand to appreciate what they have, all right? And it's going to make them understand how to give back, because at a young age, people need to learn that. So I want to challenge you guys. It doesn't matter what you do. If you go through the drive-thru and get 3 things off the dollar menu and a water, it's $3 and some tax. You'll go let someone know that you care about them, and you know, they need that. There's people, you know, you don't know what their thoughts are. They need someone to reach out to them like that. You don't have to give them money. I'm not asking you to do that. Just get them some food, all right? Get them a coffee if it's cold in the wintertime, and some hot food. So I just want to challenge you to do that. So, all right, so down to the real order of business. Sorry, guys, I haven't been reading any of the comments. I get off track. So I'm going to announce the winner, and I want everyone to understand. You can congratulate this person, but we're going to be doing more of these. Keep pounding away on those hearts, because I'm watching, and I'm going to be hooking people up that that really hustle and really give back. You know, we do a lot of Q&As, and I give out a lot of information on there. If you feel like this is good information, get back hearts. That's all I ask. So with that being said, the winner of the $250 First Form shopping spree online is... Oh crap, I left it inside. Now I can't remember who it is. I'm just kidding. Megan Dirks. Megan Dirks. Congratulations, Megan. Get a hold of me through Facebook or at my email, like I mentioned earlier, and you're going to get a $250 shopping spree to First Form's website. You can go hook yourself up with whatever you want. Yeah, congratulations, Megan. See, and that's what's cool. You know, you guys are congratulating her, but realize, I mean, this isn't going to be the last one, guys. I'm going to be hooking people up and taking care. It's all about giving back. So with that being said, I know we have almost 50 people in the room. If anyone has any kind of Q&A, any kind of questions that you have for me about sports nutrition, supplementation, peak week, training, bodybuilding, anything, I'd be glad to answer those now. I'm leaving tomorrow for the Natural Universe down in Austin, Texas. I'm going to be gone for 4 days, but I will be doing one more broadcast tomorrow night before I leave, and I'll post that on Facebook announcing the winner of
this stuff. Amanda, how are you going to bust me out for wearing the same shirt I had on yesterday? I do the laundry. This stuff will be announced tomorrow, guys. I'll be watching.
So, okay. Any questions? Does anyone have any questions that they want answered now? If not, we'll call it a night. I'll get off here and I'll check everyone giving hearts. Probably wearing Leslie's shirt. I do like wearing a medium. Best time to do HIIT for reverse dieting. Okay, so here's the thing. Just get it in, all right? The main thing is just get it in. If you're doing upper body, do upper body HIIT after your workout. So do battle ropes or ball slams. If you're doing lower body, do lower body HIIT after your workout, like prowler pushes, sprints. Sprints are hard after you do legs, or the bike, all right? For anyone that needs help on HIIT cardio, go to YouTube and just type in Team Gorman HIIT, H-I-I-T, and you'll see we've got a bunch of videos up. The spin bike one has like 20,000. Hell, I didn't know Leslie was here. So that's the best way to do HIIT, all right? Do it after your workout. You don't want to do it first because then your workout will suffer. But make sure you pair upper body HIIT with upper body workouts. Hamstring dominant, best exercise to isolate quads. Okay, so here's the thing, right? When you start your quad, when you start training legs, train your quads first and try pre-exhausting them. Try doing leg extensions, 4 sets, 4 good sets to failure, probably just like 20 reps. And that will fill them full of blood, pre-exhaust them. That way when you go do squats, your quads will exhaust faster than your hamstrings. So you're still going to use your hamstrings, but if you're really trying to bring your quads up, I would train them first and try some pre-exhaustion techniques. Would I do powerlifting nutrition much differently than bodybuilder and maintenance, less carbs? No, not necessarily. So it really depends on the person with the body type, right? It depends on their body type. So I set everyone up with protein, carbs, and fats, right? And if it's someone who can't eat that many carbs, I base their carbs around their workout, usually pre, intra, post-workout, and then the post-workout, it's called post-workout, the meal that's after your post-workout meal. And then 2 or 3 other meals would be protein and fats. For someone that can eat high carbs and they're bodybuilding or powerlifting, they might be on the same set nutrition schedule. The thing is it depends on what they can handle and what they need for recovery. So every single person's different. So I don't necessarily believe in someone to diet differently if they're an athlete. It all comes down to protein, carbs, and fats for the day and what they need. You know, if someone's doing CrossFit and they're doing a lot of work, you know, their carbs might need to be a lot higher than a power lifter who is not getting in as much total depletion per workout, so to speak. So I hope that answers that for you. Any other questions that you guys have? Anything? Ask. Bring the heat. Bring the hard questions. That's what this is for. I don't want to shy away from any of the hard questions. You know, I can get as sciencey as I need to. I can break it down to people's level because that's the way I like things explained to me. So it's whatever you guys need. You always just feel free to ask. I'll always do a Q&A after I'm done with any of the broadcasts. So how long is an ideal prep to me? Okay, so I take it you don't mean for me, because my ass isn't going to be prepping anytime soon. So, okay, Billy, I'm going to answer that on caffeine real quick. My thoughts on caffeine. I love caffeine, obviously. I drink white trash energy drinks all day. But in all seriousness, caffeine's fine. The thing is, if you start using so much caffeine that you don't hardly feel it anymore, it's time to taper off. So what I like to do is taper off and cut your caffeine in half for a week, then cut that amount in half the second week, all right? And then either hold that or go completely off caffeine for a while, and then slowly start implementing in small amounts of caffeine. One of the things we do here at the house, we do half decaf coffee, half regular coffee in the mornings. Really didn't notice a difference over time, but it got our caffeine levels down, and it made it to where I could drink more white trash energy drinks during the day. I know Leslie's probably in there listening. But that's the thing with caffeine. If caffeine just stays super, super high, you're just burning out the receptors over time, and you can get to where you just feel like shit, because I've been there. Amanda, how long is a good prep to me? So I'm going to answer that for people in general, all right? I like to recommend that people start their preps to lose exactly a pound a week, right? Or to average a pound a week. So if you have 20 pounds to lose to get to stage, or if you just have 20 pounds to lose and you're just dieting for anything, 20 weeks is a good time to diet. And here's the reason why. For most people, if you lose more than a pound a week, unless you're an assisted athlete, and most people watching this won't be, if you lose more than a pound a week, you're going to tap into muscle stores, lean muscle tissue, and you're also going to possibly slow your metabolism if you're not careful from the loss of lean tissue. And that's just not ideal. So a lot of people might lose a decent amount of weight the first week. That's fine. But after the first week, I like to recommend about a pound per week loss. So here's the thing. If you're really, really heavy and you have 40 pounds to lose, you can probably push that to like 30 weeks. But here's the thing. The harsher and the faster you diet, the bigger the rebound's going to be. So you have to be really, really careful with that. I saw a question on flexible dieting, but it disappeared. Sorry. Katie, Pepper, I saw you had a question, but I didn't catch that. Throw those back up, guys. Glad to answer them. Okay, thoughts on intermittent fasting. Not a fan of it. You know, if that fits your lifestyle, that's fine. But if you're an athlete, I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan of high cortisol levels, period, at all. So just not a fan of it. Okay, Atlas Fitness. Sorry, bro, I don't know who you are, but you think that the long dieting would make it easier with flexible dieting. See, here's the thing. I know people like to eat clean. I'm big on flexible dieting. I'm not big on thinking there's magic foods or any of that shit. But here's the thing. If you have like 30 weeks to diet and you try and do that clean, guess what you're going to end up with at the end, right? Well, we all end up with eating disorders, first of all. I don't care if you use flexible dieting or not. You count your food, you're going to end up with a weird view of food in general, right? But if you try and do that clean, you're really setting yourself up for a massive mental rebound, all right? So if you have a long time to diet, I recommend flexible dieting. You know, I don't even care if you have a 6-week diet just to trim up for summer or something. There's always a mental rebound after dieting, period. But if you try and force yourself to eat something just because it's clean and you think that's going to get you there, be careful. Yeah, exactly. All I see is protein, carbs, and fats. I'm the same way when it comes to trying to diet. Now, I know there are benefits to eating healthier foods, things like potatoes loaded with potassium, vitamin C. But, you know, even low-fat ice cream, first of all, it's not void of nutrients. It's dairy after all. I mean, it definitely has its benefits. So, injury is an issue. If an injury is an issue and HIIT is difficult at times, what kind of cardio do I recommend? At that point, it's whatever you can do. So here's the thing. You know what cardio works really well? Katie, I don't know if you can swim, but if I had to go swim, I'd probably lose 5 pounds a week because I suck at swimming. But it's hard. Like, I'm sorry, I'd rather go do hill sprints and swim. So, but it's easier. It's easier on people's joints. It just depends on your range of motion and stuff like that. If you can't do anything like that, sit down and ride a bike. You know, just do what you can to get the benefits that you can get. Yeah, if your gym doesn't have a pool, you just have to look into one that has a pool available and pay the extra. So I hope that helps. Hang in there. Do I have all clients count everything, even just regular clients that aren't bodybuilders, is what you're saying, Chelsea. I do, and here's the reason why. Unless you are a dietitian, a registered dietitian, which I am not, as everyone knows, that's why I give out macros. Here and in a lot of states, you cannot prescribe foods. So I know a lot of people do it anyway, and I mean, hell, I used to do it back in the day when I wrote, you know, meal plans, because that's how I learned and got started. I don't do that. I do it with even basic people. So that's why I send them, people that don't understand how to count their macros and all that, I send them to our website. Or if they hire us, I give them the Excel spreadsheet, but it shows them how to calculate protein, carbs, and fats for whatever food they want. If you want to know where that's at, go to our website, www.team-gorman.net, and click on macro calculator. And there's like 150 foods on there. It takes like 2 seconds to calculate it up. And I'm seeing Leslie say we don't count veggies, which I don't know what that question was to. So the only time that people we can't have them count vegetables is when we have to really get anal. I want people counting their fiber. So we don't necessarily count the veggies. We tell people to have your vegetables in your diet, leave them in. At least this is what I tell my clients. Leslie might do something a little bit different, which is fine. Have all your vegetables, leave them in your diet, don't go up or down with them, and calculate your total fiber for the day. If you get 30 grams of fiber, great. If you need to add fiber, add some sugar-free psyllium husk or something. So I'm not real big on making people count their vegetables, as long as they just keep it consistent. Do I count corn and peas? Yes, definitely, because they're starchy vegetables, that's why. Or starchy carbs. So you definitely count those. Things like broccoli, zucchini, anything that's a fibrous vegetable, I tell people just to keep them consistent. So, I mean, I could ask them to count it, and it wouldn't change my job any, but I know it sucks. So, should you count carbs and veggies with keto? So, here's the thing, you get a trace amount of carbs, and this is a tough topic. So, what I tell people to do on keto is I give them a range, all right? So, you set up all your protein and fat meals, and you add your vegetables to it that you want to eat, and then you count up your total trace carbs. And you have 30 to work with, all right? What you do after that, you just leave that the same. Don't up or lower your fiber or your vegetables. Just leave it the same. So you might have 30 total trace carbs, half of that's fiber, all right? Which is usually the case with vegetables. So you still need 15 grams of fiber to hit your 30. Just add some sugar-free psyllium husk. So here's the thing with true fiber, all right? Fiber doesn't impact blood sugar. It doesn't interrupt a ketogenic diet. It doesn't throw someone out of ketosis. But the way that we try and explain it, it's still kind of hard to understand. But I just try and tell people to leave everything the same. Leave your amounts of vegetables the same. Keep your trace carbs super low, like 30, and then add sugar-free fiber, and don't count it. Just make sure you get 30 grams of fiber total for the day. That just seems to be easier. I know people try and log everything, and they hate it. So that's the reason why we do things the way we do. When it comes to counting vegetables. Vegetables definitely impact fat loss, though. I mean, think about it. Broccoli, you know, there's like 5 grams per serving. Well, only half of that's fiber. The other is are countable carbs. So, and there's also protein. So, I mean, you definitely need to count that stuff. We used to just let people go ape shit. I mean, I was like, hell, just eat vegetables. If you're hungry, just stuff yourself with vegetables. If Holcomb's watching this right now, he knows he'd have a huge plate of vegetables at night before bed just to stay from being so hungry. And we used to, you know, of course we got him shredded and he worked his butt off, but we noticed over time it was too hard to get people shredded that were overeating vegetables. Plus it throws the scale off too. I mean, it throws your digestion out. So we just tell everyone, leave your vegetables the same. Don't go up or down. Any other questions, guys? Do I like mini cuts during periods of caloric surplus? I do, and let me explain why. Usually I have a few people, actually right now, a few of my ladies doing a hard 3-week cut, And usually when you get someone's calories up in the off season, you get to that threshold to where you notice body fat just starts to creep up, and it's time to try and cut 3 to 4 to 5 pounds off and reset. So here's the cool thing about a 3-week cut. And I only do this if someone's in a long enough off season. So, excuse me. I like to do a hard 3-week cut. I usually drop, for most guys, I'll drop like 500 calories. For most women, it depends on where the calories are, maybe 200, 250. And I'll throw HIIT cardio in, and we'll go after it hard for 3 weeks. We'll usually pull the refeeds out, the higher carb days, and we'll just push hard for 3 weeks and get them there. Get 3 to 5 pounds off. And then you can snap right back to your old calorie levels pretty fast. You don't have to reverse slow like 10 carbs a week. You can get back there pretty quick and not really add much weight back at all. I've seen a lot of people not even gain because it's only 3 weeks. So your metabolism hasn't really adapted. That's the whole key. When someone's metabolism adapts, it's usually over a long period of time. So I'm a big fan of the cuts. Plus off season, I mean, that shit just gets boring, I mean, you're doing the same training, or not the same, but I mean, it just gets to be the same old. It's nice to actually feel a little hungry once in a while when you're so stuffed and stuff from the off season. So what's up, Jenny? Any other questions, guys and girls? Macros, best way to calculate using total body weight or lean mass. So here's my thing. When someone comes to me, I'm going to answer that in a second. Have you ever considered mentoring a new coach? Actually, Eric, I do mentor people quite a bit actually. Some don't even know that I'm doing it, honestly, that are clients of mine. I watch people very closely, and if I need to step in and help them out with their business or advice, whether they're a coach or something else, I always try and help out where I can. And I do. Now, I don't go out and look for people to mentor, but I am big on giving back and helping people, because that's how it started with me. I had a guy named Richard Plank took me aside and showed me the bodybuilding lifestyle after I was struggling with Body for Life, and it changed everything. He took me to a bodybuilding show. He trained with me. He took me under his wing for like 6 months, and I mean, now I make a good living. I'm blessed. Get to hang out with a bunch of cool people on Periscope. So. Yeah, I'm real big on that stuff, because you never know who you can help out. You never know who they might become someday, or what they might become, and you just never know. I always think back to Richard. So anytime I can help someone, I do. But I don't go out looking for people. So yeah, I'm big on mentoring. So okay, back to the calculating the macros questions Strofit asked. Here's the thing: when someone comes to me, they're like, "So how should I figure my macros?" First of all, you have to count up what you've been eating, right? Because your metabolism, you can go online, you can see these online calculators like they say, oh, take 18 times your body weight and do this for protein, carbs, and fats. Listen, don't do that stuff, because your body is used to one thing, right? It's used to what you've been eating, and it's used to your exercise levels. It's used to all that stuff. So you leave your exercise the same, right? And if you don't know what you've been eating calorically, you go and you track your food for a week. Don't eat any different, just track it. And then you have a base calorie level that your body's used to. Because here's the thing, you don't want to start off too low, and you sure as hell don't want to start off too high. I've had a lot of ladies coming to me talking about how they're not hungry, and I had them track their food, and they're only eating like 1,200 calories. If I would have used some kind of online calculator and took their body weight times 18, they could have been eating like 2,500 calories, and they would have hit Fat City, and they would have kicked my ass. I'm just not, it just doesn't work that way. So you have to track your calories, and then get a base calorie level that your body's used to. And then here's how I like to set it up for most people, okay? And recognize this is a blanket statement that I'm about to make, because I just can't be very specific, because everyone's so different. Most people I set at a gram per pound of body weight for protein, okay? If they're very, very obese individuals, I try to go off their lean body mass and just kind of, guess, because that's about all you can do unless they can get tested. So if like a 300-pound obese person, like an obese lady, she probably has like 150 grams of lean mass or so. I set her at 150 grams of protein. But for a guy, and most of us in here listening are athletes, I usually set them at a gram per pound, because not a lot of us are just, we're not, over fat. I'm just going to put it that way. So gram per pound of protein is fine. I like to set fat levels for most guys between 50 to 80 grams a day, depending on who they are. And then I like to make up the rest of their calories with carbs. If someone needs to be a little higher carb, then I'll keep their fats down lower for like, 50 to 60 grams a day. For women, I like to go anywhere from 30 is the absolute lowest. I'm still not a big fan of that. I like, between 40 and 50 a day so I can get their carbs up higher. If they're not someone that can eat a lot of carbs, I keep their carbs a little bit on the lower to moderate side, and I keep fats higher. So really you set your protein levels, and then you have to kind of figure out what's better for you with carbs or fats. So, that's about as specific as I can be with that, because it's just, it's so hard to break it down for everyone. So I missed a couple questions, guys. So if I didn't answer yours, throw it back up. When am I going to do a keto scope? Okay, so here's the thing, right? I'm hard at work. I outlined the next book. I have 2 books outlined, right? And I can't, why don't you guys just, here, give me some feedback, all right? I can either write a flexible dieting book, or I can write an advanced ketogenic book. And I'm driven to write both of them, but I need to decide which is going to be book 2. Since book 1's already been released, I need to decide what book 2 needs to be. So guys, give me some feedback. Would you rather see the advanced keto book next, or would you rather see a flexible dieting book next? Yeah, throw them up, guys, so I can see. I'm going to do both. It's just which one I do next. Yeah, so it looks like flexible is the one most people see. I went to Barnes & Noble yesterday, and I saw their keto book there sitting on the shelf, and it pissed me off because I looked through it and it's garbage. So I really want to write one just to burn the keto books down to the ground, because they're all messed up. All right, good feedback. Looks like flexible dieting. Okay, so your macro calculator has raw meat, all right? And that's what all labeled food is. It's raw. What if you weigh after you cook? So here's the thing, right? Say you need 25 grams of protein from red meat, all right? And I think that's like 112 grams raw. Go ahead and weigh one portion raw, all right? Then cook it. Now weigh it after it's cooked. Now you know your cooked weight. So then you don't have to sit there and measure it out raw every time. You just cook it all, and then you measure out whatever that cooked weight was. So measure your raw weight, cook it, remeasure it, and then there you go. Yeah, I'm not big on using websites that list raw meat or that list cooked meat, because they just don't know. I'd rather you guys just took the minute, did it raw yourself, and then remeasured. And that works a lot better. Any other questions, guys? Remember, tomorrow night before I leave on the road to Austin, probably around this same time, maybe 7 Central, I'm going to be picking the 2 winners. You guys that are pounding out these hearts right now, I'm going to be picking the 2 winners based off the last few broadcasts and this one. So, does your book talk about the psychological process of transitioning from contest prep to off season? I don't talk about it like what you would think, but I do get pretty vivid in there, and I do talk about the problems that people go through. I do, and I let people know that it's to be expected and understood, and how to embrace that. So. Yeah, I don't know about Periscope and kicking people off and hearts and all that stuff. It's weird. I know you guys are giving a ton, so I don't know. I've seen the ones prior, so yeah. Katie, I know. I know that you're giving a ton, so I've seen your prior ones. So just keep tapping away. I know you're good. I'm going to put everyone's name in a hat, and I'm going to draw out. So. I know that, if it says you guys aren't giving any, it might show you something different for me. I talked to Andy Frizella. I messaged him today, and we talked. And he said that he heard that if you have an Android phone and an iPhone, they can't see each other's hearts or something, that he heard. So I don't know. I got that from Andy today, because a lot of us have been pushing Andy's Periscope. By the way, guys, if you haven't checked out Andy Frizella, check his out and watch. We're trying to get him up to the top of the most loved so he can become really the #1 motivational speaker in the world. So he's the owner of First Form. Yeah, his horses, right? We're all working for him. But anyway, yeah, I'm not sure on Facebook. So any other questions, guys? Anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything at all? Personal training business. We can talk about nutrition. We can talk about anything. If not, I'm going to get off here and go start working on that next book. Hang out with my beautiful fiance. Best way to start an online training biz. All right, Jeremy. Hey, glad to see you got your Periscope up and running, man. All right, so for those of you that have wanted to become personal trainers or are trainers and you want to try and take your business to the next level, all right, I really want to do a whole broadcast on that soon, and I actually have some things in the work where I'm thinking about offering workshops so I can show people what we've done, how we transitioned from one-on-one training to online training, and then growing it into a big successful company like we have. But the best thing, Jeremy, is to start slow, right? If you have one-on-one clients, you have to try transitioning slowly over to having, add 1 or 2 a month or 3 or 4 a month, and take some of your online clients that are going to expire with you and work with them online, right? And you also have to start an online presence, right? So start posting the results on Facebook. I cannot tell you how important Facebook has been to us, all right? Better than a website. It's better than any kind of marketing you can use. Post up people's results on Facebook. Matter of fact, here's the thing. Go to my website at team-gorman.net. One of the articles I just wrote was 6 things that you can do right now to take your training business to the next level. Jeremy, that's it. That article is written for someone like you because you're a hell of a one-on-one trainer. You're running an Anytime Fitness in Tennessee, and that is something that you can start to transition to. I was in the exact same shoes that you're in. So was Leslie. We both managed Anytime Fitnesses, had a one-on-one training business that was good, but we wanted to slowly take everything to the next level. That article I wrote is my experience, Leslie's experience, and it's the blueprint. That is the blueprint. Follow that stuff to a T, and your business will take off. You just have to expect, it to be slow, because you can't just go to an online training business and just expect it to be huge right off the bat. And I know you don't. So, any other questions? Oh yeah, Monday, guys. Just wait until you see the announcement we have for the Physique Summit 2016. Just wait till you see who we have coming in to talk, all right? And this is just the first announcement, guys. First of all, we've had this booked for like 2 months now, right? We've just been sitting on it. We have something big. It's not just going to be a Saturday deal. We're looking at Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's going to be huge. You guys are going to get more than you've ever even imagined, all right? Just wait. The announcement will be Lane. I don't even know who. Lane who. I don't know who you're talking about. So, yeah, so pay real close attention to that. Cliff Wilson. Cliff, you need to get your ass on Periscope, quit being an old man. But we're super excited to bring the announcement to you guys. Stay tuned on Monday. It's going to be awesome. You're welcome, Katie. Thank you. Hey, don't worry, Curtis. You can make it next year, man. We're not... we cut it off at 70 this year because it was our first one, and we had to figure out how to run everything, right? And 70 kicked our ass. It was fun. I mean, it worked out perfect. But next year, we will have way more than 70. We'll have a cutoff. We don't know exactly what that is yet, but it'll be way more than 70. So you'll be able to get in. You almost got me, Heather. You almost got me. It's gonna be the same time of year. I have to wait, because who knows if Cliff's old man ass actually does have Periscope and he's creeping on me right now. I can't say the date yet, but I'll put it out there. It's going to be summertime. Monday, we'll talk about it Monday. Sorry, I hate to be cryptic, but that's part of the announcement. Oh, you almost got me. Quick. Sneaky. Some of you ladies are sneaky, like Leslie. So here's the thing, guys. I will say it's not going to be Chicago. It's going to be back here in Springfield. Okay, we're right in the middle of everything, and we're going to keep it in Springfield. But other than that, I'm not going to say much. What goals do your athletes typically set after a bodybuilding show? Okay, so this is super important, all right, because everyone needs to have goals. The first goal is a reverse diet, all right? The most important thing is a reverse diet, and stay as lean as possible while slowly getting back somewhere around their body fat set point, okay? Leslie's probably sneaking back there. So here's the thing, that's the first goal, is to nail the reverse diet. But you have to have goals to help keep you on track during the reverse diet, right? Because reverse, that shit's hard, all right? There is nothing harder than a reverse diet in our business. The next goal, a lot of our folks like powerlifting meets, all right? Leslie, she's competed, I mean, she holds multiple world records. You know, a lot of folks, they compete in powerlifting, and that keeps them driven. And, you know, Christina Russell, one of our coaches, she does a lot of the programming for a lot of my athletes. And she gets them strong as hell, training 6 days a week, and they grow like crazy. But then they also have something to set their sights on, right? They have a goal. Powerlifting is perfect for bodybuilders in the off season. You really have to pay attention, make sure the training matches. And I really like DUP. There's a couple different ways to do the setup. I like a push-pull legs setup, but I think Christina's setup is way superior to mine. All right, I'm always I'm a straight shooter, right? Christina's is the shit. So that's a good goal to have. So the other goals that you can set are just strength goals. All right, you really need to track your workouts, log your workouts, and you need to set periods of training where you ramp your training up. Right, you start out here, you ramp your training and your volume and your intensity up, and then you overreach for like 1 to 2 weeks, and then you deload, and then you start again. And those are all goals, and you really need to watch your volume and the weights on the exercises that you use. So I know not everyone's going to squat, bench, and deadlift, but it doesn't matter. Set your weights on, you know, the plate-loaded chest press if you need to, the hammer press, and use that as one of your primary chest movements, and watch it and try and beat the weights each week. So, okay, so Katie said, how long is the reverse diet? That typically depends on how long you prep. So if you prep for 20 weeks, I like to see a 20-week reverse diet to repair any lost muscle tissue, get the metabolism and hormones back to as close to normal as you can, and then start your true off season. So think about this. If you dieted from 180 pounds to 160 and you lost 5 pounds of muscle, right? You need to reverse diet, put on that 5 pounds of muscle just to get back to your normal muscle amount. Then your off season starts. Then you start adding new muscle. That's what, excuse me, that's why it's so important to take enough time off. But typically, you know, however long you dieted should be how long you reverse, then start your true off season. I missed a couple there earlier. Go ahead and throw those back up, guys. While we're waiting on questions, there is, we were talking about Andy Frizzell earlier, and his partner Ben Newman. They have the Do It Anyway tour, right? And their first stop is November 6th in St. Louis, and it's a Friday, right? And email info at, I think it's bennewman.com. You know what? If you can't find it, just message me on Facebook. I'll send you his email. I know it's going to be awesome. So I know I'm probably going to go up there. There's also a show the next day in St. Louis I have clients doing, but it's going to be good. So if anyone wants to go up there, I'm going. I don't think Leslie's going to go. So if anyone, like Brad, I see you're coming now. If you want to ride up and go, man, let's carpool up and go have a blast. Brad asked, is First Form's test booster, which is Conquest, for natural individuals? It is, right? Conquest has D-aspartic acid. And for those that know me, have been following me for a while, they know I used to design a test booster called Max Test for a company that's no longer in business called NRGX. And it was set up to be a natural test booster so natural athletes could take it and not worry about failing a drug test or anything like that, because D-aspartic acid is an amino, right? And it boosts your LH levels, it boosts your testosterone levels naturally. It doesn't shut you down. So it's a great, great supplement. I'm actually using D-aspartic acid right now. And I do off and on each year. So yeah, it's definitely for natural athletes. You know, here's the thing. I won't talk a lot about assisted athletes, but I won't ignore the fact that there's assisted athletes are going to watch these broadcasts. When people come off and their test levels are real low, it's great for those folks as well. If that's the route that you want to choose, that's fine. Just D-aspartic acid is a good product to use. So that's awesome. These hearts have been going the entire time. You guys are awesome. Hell, I'm afraid you guys might give too much and it might make you start over or something. So you're good with the hearts, guys. Don't even worry about adding any more. You've added plenty. I'm going to get off here and check. So if you're a first-time competitor, how long should your off-season, how many years off should you take? That depends on how much size you need to gain, all right? So if you have elite genetics, you might do well with just a year off. If you have shit genetics, you might take 2 to 3 years off. It just depends. So a lot of it depends on, when I competed back in like 2010, I was 155 pounds soaking wet, and I still could have lost 4 or 5 more pounds to get shredded, right? I got decently lean, not bad, but I was 155 pounds, natural, wasn't taking anything, right? It was just my natural genetics, and skinnier than hell, tall, and I took this is my 5th year off from competing. I dieted last year and got real close to competing, but I pulled the plug about 8 weeks out, just too much going on. But I added a crap ton of size over 4 years. So if you have a lot of size gain, don't get in a hurry to compete. The stage is never going to go away. You can always compete. There's always shows every year. Don't rush it. So if you need to add, get 10 pounds of muscle, and you're a first-time competitor, take 3 years off and add that muscle. You know what I mean? Okay, Jeremy asked about what's an optimal body fat level to get back to when you reverse. So here's the thing, Jeremy, and I know you're talking because, hey, Curtis, if you just hit 5,000 hearts, man, that's good. Don't do any more. Hell, it may kick you off and erase them all or something. So you guys giving hearts, it's okay. You can pull the plug now. It's all good. I really appreciate all the hearts. So, Jeremy, getting back to the body fat question when you're reverse dieting. So read the book, read the part about the body fat set point theory. I believe it's chapter 2, if I remember right. Everyone has a body fat set point, I believe. It can possibly change, but you need to try and keep your body fat as low as possible while your hormones get back to normal. You want your sex drive to be normal. You want to feel good in the gym. You don't want to feel run down and like shit. You don't want to be cranky. So that's just things to watch for. So I think we dieted you down to like 149 pounds. You're like 153 now. Seeing your body fat, I think we can maintain under 160 pounds and get your carbs well up over 300 as you keep going. So everyone's so different, so that's really hard to say. But you want to slowly get back to that body fat set point. You don't want to. A lot of people will diet down and they'll get back to the body fat set point in like 3 weeks because they binge eat. Obviously, that's not you. But if you get there, if you get back, gain 20 pounds back over the course of a year, that's okay, because that's a way different 20 pounds than it is versus gaining it in a month. Still have a lot of people in the room, so that's good. Any other questions, guys? We'll go ahead and cut it off now. I'm going to put this up on YouTube so people can rewatch it. If you haven't, swiped across the bottom of your screen from left to right and click share with your followers, guys. Really appreciate that. Billy, thanks for all the hearts, man. I appreciate it. All right, Curtis, have a good one. Jeremy, bring that question tomorrow night, man. We're going to go ahead and cut it off. Thanks, Jenny. I appreciate it. Guys, have a good night. Stay tuned tomorrow. We'll be picking
the winners of this cool first form stuff. And I will see you tomorrow night. Have a great night, Eric. Night, guys.